Mic's on or not? If the mic's still on.
Recording in progress.
Good morning, sir. Can you give me your name and DOC number, please?
Brian Sherman, 228-087.
All right, Mr. Sherman, my name is Mr. Deglow. With me today on camera, Mr. Helbig and Mrs. Fields. We're the three-person panel that's going to make a decision in your parole eligibility today. Okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
Can you see, hear, and understand me clearly, sir?
Yes.
All right. Anytime you can't, let me know, and I'll address it, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Sherman, we got a lot of information on you. We've got it written down in notes. We've got it on computer screens. So what I'm trying to say is we may not always be looking at you. We may be looking at our notes or something of that nature. Plus, as we do have a lot of information, it's imperative that you're honest with us, okay?
Yeah.
I may ask you a question and I think I know the answer to just to see how you'll respond, okay, sir?
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Sherman, I don't think you've been before the board previously, so I'm going to tell you how this process works. Essentially, I'm going to go through your resident record card. If there's any inaccuracies, you just tell me when I'm done going through it, and we'll refer you probably back to the DOC. Your case manager is probably the best place to go. We just want to know that we're on relatively even terms or agreeable terms as to the numbers involved in your case and why you're there. Then after that, we'll go through the offense conduct itself. What you did specifically is very important to us. We'll address any prior criminal record. We'll address any programming you've done while you're there, any discipline matters you've done, any change in attitude, anything that makes you seem as to be a better or worse candidate for parole at this point. We would also address any mental health, substance abuse issues as well. We would also want to know what your plans were if you were to be released, where you would go, what you would do, support systems, those things are very important to us. At the end, we give you an opportunity to address whatever you'd like with us. We'd also, at any time, be available to Mr. Helbig and Ms. Fields, providing any information they want to. And then we would deliberate off camera and come back and give you our decision today. Okay, sir?
Sir.
All right. I've got you down as Ryan Sherman, 228087 is your DOC. You're currently Eastern Kentucky Correctional Complex. You're 56 years old, 12th grade educated, currently serving a 10-year term, of which you've served about 1 year, 10 months. Got about 5 years remaining on that. Your conviction was for manslaughter, second-degree possession of a handgun by a convicted felon, tampering with physical evidence. I don't see any good time lost, so good on you for that, sir. I appreciate that. And I don't see any detainers. So I guess we'll get, is all that information accurate, sir?
The time, I guess it's got to be updated.
How far off is it?
I did 2 years.
You've done 2 years, so you're at 10 years. I got you down at 1 year, 10 months, and 23 days is what Comms has you down for.
Okay. Yeah. In February, I was incarcerated in Dayton, Ohio before I got to King County. I guess I didn't get credit for it.
I'm not sure that the Bureau would the Department of Corrections is the best person to make those decisions. We don't get involved in calculations of that nature. Okay. So if you do have a concern, go talk to your case manager and see if they can rectify the matter to your satisfaction. Okay. All right. So I've got you serving on a manslaughter, second-degree possession of a handgun by a convicted felon, and tampering with physical evidence. I want to know specifically what you did. Detail-oriented answers are appreciated. So go ahead and tell me what you did, sir.
I had a handgun in a loved one's house, and it was placed under her pillow. She was moving the handgun, and she fumbled the handgun, and it hit the floor. And it went off. It was a just tragic accident. And tampering with evidence, when I told them, I set it on the bed in plain sight. And I was holding my arms when the police came. It's pretty, once I was coming in the door. And
okay, this loved one, does this loved one have a name, sir?
Laverne Wilson, I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's use this loved one's name throughout, if you don't mind. So Laverne was what was she to you? You said a loved one. What was she?
Yeah, we've been together for 30 years.
Been together as husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, live in?
Yeah, we wasn't married. We had a child. We got a child. We wasn't married.
Okay. So you kept a you kept a firearm under her pillow?
I just sat it there. It was just there at that time, and she was moving it to sit on the bed.
I'm trying to understand the concept here. You've got a pillow that's on the bed. Y'all are laying in the bed together.
No, we was outside. We was outside, and she came in first, and I had placed it before she got home. I placed it under the pillow because I had it, and I placed it under the pillow. She come home later, and as she was about to sleep, I told her don't. I said I let her know it was under there. She was just trying to get it to me, handed. She was trying to move it.
I'm a bit confused by this. This is her pillow, or this is a pillow on the couch? It's a pillow
Pillow
on
on the bed. That's a pillow on the bed.
Okay, do y'all sleep in the same bed?
Yes.
Okay, there's usually folks usually sleep on one side of the bed or the other side of the bed, as far as I know. Do you,
Yeah, I just stuck it on the closest side,
which was whose
her
side?
side.
So you put a, was there a reason why you would put a pillow under or a firearm under her pillow?
I just stuck it under there. There wasn't nobody home at the time. I just was outside by myself, and I stuck it under when her. Some kids came up to the front door. Kids came around. I had just stuck it in the house real quick. Wasn't thinking to my stupidity. Then put it up safe.
I must say I don't know that that I understand the rationale for putting that under another person's pillow. Where did it normally rest?
Up in the drawer somewhere. I was just stuck inside. I just stuck it inside the house because we was sitting outside. Spur of the moment thing, not thinking, being careless.
So you had the firearm with you outside and you
Sitting
took
out
it
front of the
inside
house. Yes.
and you put it under a pillow. So you had to go through multiple rooms to get to
No, it was outside. It was the bedroom got outside, directly outside door.
Okay, was there a drawer or a dresser or anything right close to that bed, like most bedrooms have, like drawers or dressers next to the bed table?
Yes, his dresser's in there. Yes,
Right. And where did you say you normally kept that firearm?
up on top or put it up somewhere safer than I did that day.
Okay, then you said somewhere. Where do you normally? I mean, most people that I know that have firearms, they come in, they put them in their safe, they put them
Put it
in
up
a
safe in
night
the drawer.
table with a lock on them. Where
Yes,
where
I
was
put it
the
in.
normal?
Usually it's in the drawer, put up safe, and I was being careless, and I just didn't take my time to put it up safely.
And you said you had a child at the time?
No, we was outside when people came around to talk to us. I
No, I
put it
understand.
up.
You said there was a child in y'all's relationship.
Oh, he's 25. Yeah, we had a child together.
And you said some kids came up into your area and you took the firearm inside?
Yes, sir. Just came talking, generally talking, they know me and Laverne. It was a woman and her kids that stopped by as they was walking past, as we were sitting outside. I understand.
Okay, no doubt at this time you're a convicted felon, correct?
I didn't know. I did diversion for the felony in context 25 years ago. When I did diversion, I didn't think I was a felony. I thought that's what that meant. That he wasn't a felony. That was they told. I was told 25 years ago. That's the charge. They said I didn't get it expunged.
Well, it's an '08 conviction.
Yes.
So
I did diversion, and I
it's
didn't
not
know.
even 17 years ago. Or was this case pending for an extremely long time?
I just so old. I don't remember. It was an old case. I remember. I just did diversion for it, so I wasn't thinking I was a felony. They said if I do diversion, then the felony gets wiped off the record. But I didn't know I had to get it expunged. I guess I got it expunged.
Hold on one second. I'm reading back. So this event occurred in February 20th of 2008 when you had some marijuana,
Yes.
and cocaine on you.
Yes.
That's not, I mean, I understand wanting to say it's 25 years, but that's not 25 years.
Okay. Yes. Right.
And you got a conviction that was 18 months to serve, if I'm not mistaken. Am I missing something? Let me double check my numbers on that.
I
You got
guess
18 months prison probated for 3 years. That's not diversion. That's a 3-year term of custody that was probated or conditionally discharged. So you got 18 months to serve, but they probated it. That's not a conditional, that's not a pretrial diversion. So I'm
I
confused as to
I
how you
did the
thought.
version for it. I don't understand, but I did the version for it. But I understand what you're saying. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you got, from what I'm reading, you initially got a 18-month term of custody that was probated for 3 years. That's not diversion, that's a probation. And then you got that revoked and you were sentenced because you had a violation of that and you got sentenced to do 18 months custody. Did you do some custody?
No, sir.
I'm
Never did
wondering why
18
the
months.
pre-sentence report reads that way. Let me go look one other place for a
I never did 18 months. I don't believe.
well, no, did you do some custody over that? Did they revoke your probation, sir?
Um, I thought I completed my diversion for that. I, I,
So
I only, I only remember doing time for child support.
yeah, it's you had it terminated, and you had to. I'm looking at the order right now. The child support is not immediately of my concern.
That was what the warrant was for when I got in trouble for that or something.
So, which was sentenced to, you're correct, a 2-year term of felony diversion. Reading this further, and is therefore ordered and adjudged by the court that the diversion granted is hereby terminated and he is sentenced to 18 months, Kentucky State Reformatory, hereby conditionally probated for 3 years. So absolutely, you got a diversion and then that matter was probated. Let me check one other thing real quick. So it is absolutely a felony conviction, and they would have told you clearly at that time, as well as your probation officer would have told you of did you have a probation officer?
No,
You didn't go to a probation officer?
only for child support ever that I can remember. That I can remember, only had child support probation.
All right. I'm still reading a couple other things real quick, if you don't mind. I thought I understood that, and I'm having to review some things real quick. Regardless, you were a convicted
Yes,
felon.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You absolutely knew you were, according to the documents that were executed by the court. And so I'm wondering why you had that gun to begin with, because it was against the law, sir. Why were you carrying a gun?
For protection.
Protection from what?
Bad neighborhood. I got bad hips. Barely can get around. Myself living kind of that young generation kind of wild out there where I was at.
Okay, so you're sitting outside of your bedroom with this gun. Did you have it in your lap? Did you have it in your back pocket? What was the scenario, sir?
It had it in my just sitting back behind me. I was sitting out by myself. It was getting dark.
And so you take this gun when some other people appear and you put it under a pillow in the
I just
house.
took it
It
in the
happens to
house,
be the
yeah.
pillow of your beloved person.
Or just stuck it on the bed. We sleep on either side. So, I mean, yeah. Yes, sir.
And your contention is she goes in there, tries to remove it, accidentally drops it, it hits the floor and discharges and shoots and kills her. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah, we both jumped and just went that way. Tell by the angle of the autopsy, I guess, whatever the lawyer told me to let y'all know that.
Yeah. How was y'all's relationship prior to this incident?
It was okay. It was beautiful. It was a normal relationship.
No,
No beef or nothing. No, sir.
y'all weren't having altercations or
No, sir.
physical dilemmas or any
No,
arguments
sir.
of that sort?
No, sir.
And that would be confirmed by other people in the family? If they
Yes,
said y'all's relationship was great and y'all were doing fantastic, everybody would say, yeah, absolutely.
absolutely. We was together for that long. You know, she had cancer. We was dealing with that, but I was the only one in her life every day. Nobody was. Her family wasn't really around every day. I was in her everyday life, made sure she took her medicine and checked on her and always did stuff.
So
But
your 25-year-old son, is that what you said? How old was your son?
he's 24, he'll be 25 August.
But at the time of the matter, he was 22 or so.
Somewhere like that, yes,
Okay.
sir.
So he wasn't living at the home?
No, nobody was with her.
Was your relationship with him
Yes,
argumentative or good?
yes,
Everything good?
yes, sir. His name was Ahmad Sherman. Yes,
Okay. So everything you're saying that you weren't argumentative or in any friction with anybody. Everything was just great and this was total accident. Is that correct, sir?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if that's a total accident, you pled guilty. Why would you plead? Did you plead? Yeah, you pled guilty. Why would you plead guilty to that?
I just wanted to get it over with. I said so long, and they said I probably would get the 10 for the fit the felony with a handgun anyway. And then my only defense, what my lawyer was going to use, was to run Laverne through the mud because she was intoxicated, and I wasn't going to do that in front of my son and my grandkids. I just wanted it over. Started living and reliving. I was tired of reliving the nightmare every day. I got to live it every day.
Okay, so you said you didn't want to run her through the mud, but then you quickly said she was intoxicated.
That's the defense that the lawyer was going to use.
Right,
By her handling the gun, handling the gun.
right.
It was my fault, my negligence, and my stupidity anyway, for should never been around her. It should have been put up. But that's what that was what my lawyer's defense, and I didn't want that coming out in court with the drugs nurse system or whatever.
Yeah. Had she ever been around a gun?
Yeah, she's been around it before.
So she was aware how to handle it?
I guess not. No, neither one of us had any training on it or nothing like that. She
So
didn't
she
really,
had never been placed in a position that she had to handle it if she didn't have any knowledge of how to handle it. Is that correct?
right. She touched the gun before, moved it. She had it before, but she never handled it like that. Not
Okay.
all the time. No, sir. That's
All
my
right.
stupidity.
All right. I don't have any further questions of that. My colleagues very may well have questions as to that, so I'm not sure what they want to do. I'm going back and looking through your prior criminal record. You had looks like you had a trafficking charge by criminal contempt in Boone County in 1994. Is that correct, sir?
Trafficking?
It said it was amended to trafficking in a controlled substance, first degree, first offense, cocaine, criminal attempt to do so, and the sentence was 6 months. I don't know if they probated that or not. Did it start?
Yeah.
It looks like it started out as a possession of cocaine and got dropped down.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Were you
Probably.
using cocaine back in the day?
Yes, sir.
All right. So then I see another drug abuse out of Cincinnati around the same time, and I do see the non-support. That was a misdemeanor. It got dropped to a misdemeanor on that. Then there's another non-support. Who's non-support? Are these of your child?
No, I got other kids,
Okay.
just older. Jenny Courtney's. I have kids by Jenny Courtney. Boone
Okay.
County.
And then we've already talked about the one case, the possession of cocaine that looked like you might have got a diversion and got it probated, but it was still a felony. And then possession of marijuana. So was marijuana and drugs an issue at the time? Was that involved in this matter in any way? The manslaughter charge. Were you intoxicated on drugs or anything at the
No,
time?
I wasn't. I had just got there really waiting on her to come home. She came home from somewhere with her friend. They pulled up. She was there about 30 minutes. I went in the house and I stayed outside and just didn't get up and move the gun, being out of my negligence, didn't get up and put that up safely when she came home.
When's the last time you used any illegal drugs?
Probably smoked joints too, smoked with marijuana.
And when was that, sir?
Earlier that day or something like that.
When's the last time you used drugs, period?
Whatever day before that or earlier that day, something like that. Can't really.
Okay, so you've not used any illegal drugs since the date of her death. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. All right, and I'm looking through the disciplinaries. You don't have any, so great on you for that. I do note that they said you have a mental health concern? What would be the mental health concern? You have a diagnosis or anything of that nature, sir?
Well, I had breakdowns because she died in my arms, me trying to help her. I couldn't help her. I hate myself every day. I've been going groups for it, just dealing with it. Lost of Laverne. We got grandkids. We share. Just a tragic situation.
Okay, so is it kind of depression or PTSD or what would
Yes,
the?
I guess PTSD. They diagnosed.
All right. Did they give you any medications for that?
Yes, I take Saputa or something like that. Something every day.
Okay. Is that helpful?
Yes, yes. I guess it keeps me from having my moments. I get moments. I have moments where I have breakdowns. I relive it. Regret it every day. From failing to keep her safe. That was my job, and I failed her.
Okay. All right. What programming have you taken there, have completed there?
MRT trauma, and I got a couple classes left for regular MRT. And I'm supposed to start a class tomorrow. Because the weather pushed everything back. Holidays, between the holidays and the weather, haven't finished the other one.
I see that you signed up for MRT anger management. Do you have an anger management issue?
Yeah, I was mad at myself. I was mad at the world at the time, and I just want to better myself, so better my grandkids when I get home to them one day.
So how does your anger management expose itself? How does that come out in the public? How,
No, I'm just hard on myself. I don't hurt anyone, bother anybody. I don't act out or nothing like that.
okay. So I
Deal with
guess
my
that,
self issues, I guess,
right.
Yes.
So it's not anger management that would be acted out on. It's more of a mental health thing than anger man. If you're not, so who do you get angry at other than yourself?
I don't know. I don't act out or get no trouble or nothing. I don't do that. I
All
just
right.
signed up for it. Figured I need all the help I can get.
You're uncontrolled? Can you control your anger?
Yes, 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 yes,
All
yes. I
right.
control it.
Have you ever had problems controlling your anger?
No, sir.
All right.
Get along with everybody.
Okay. Um, if you were to be released, where would you go? What would you do?
Well, all my kids, this is my support group, but they have housing, so I would go to a halfway house. Been working on houses for 30 years, so I would get back to work and stay in group to help me with my trauma and just try to do the best, be the best I can so I can better my grandkids' life. And that's what Laverne would want me to hang in there and just fight through this, hard as it is, without her.
Right. So you went to a halfway house. That would be your request to go to a halfway house. Did I hear that correct?
Yeah, till I get my own place, yeah. Because all my kids, they like in housing or something.
Okay. So have you talked to any halfway houses about the opportunity to be released to them?
I just put in for them here. I just put in for them here when I put in for my kids' houses, they was denied. All my placements was denied because of the housing issues. So I just put in for halfway house,
So all your kids live in
the government or whatever. I guess they Section A or something like that. They can't receive me.
right. You said, if I'm not mistaken, you said you and Laverne had one child together, correct?
Yes, sir. It's 20, yeah, my
He
Sherman.
he lives in government housing as well, where he can't
Well, he
provide.
lives with somebody himself. I just don't want to be no burden on him. I know I can get my own place in a short time. I don't want that to be the reason I'll be stuck in here. I can just get out. I worked all my life. Just get out and work. What I'm
Okay.
saying? Get on my
So
feet.
it'd be very important for me to hear that you had come in, you'd already talked to certain halfway houses in particular, and they had said, yeah, you can come. Is that the place? Any place that you've said to them, hey, I want to come, and they said, absolutely, you can come.
No, sir. I know, sir. I
Okay.
haven't talked to any. They closed them all down up there in northern Kentucky, so I put in for the one in Louisville, and I haven't heard back.
Okay. All right. And you said you work. What type of work have you done?
Houses, I rebuild them, tear them down, do all that.
You do this on your own, or are you a company, or you work for another company?
Relatives have got his own company. We got a flooring company, and we call it Jefferson Building and Design and Jefferson Flooring. I always got plenty of work. I just got to I need hip surgery, but I work a little bit, but get my hip surgery, I'll be back 100%.
And that's what you were doing beforehand? Was Laverne providing for you, or were you
No,
providing?
I was working when I could. I was working, still waiting on surgery. I just wasn't doing heavy stuff. I wasn't doing as much as I could do. I was doing what I could. I was still working.
How long had that circumstance been around where you were just working as you could?
I had hip surgery 3 years ago, maybe, and I had to get the other one done. They really went out on me, so I was working 3 or 4 days a week before I was in too much pain. I was just by the time I had surgery set up for, I guess, right before this happened, right before that happened, I had surgery set up for March, and the bad situation happened.
Okay.
Get my other hip done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't have any further questions of you at this time. Ms. Fields, do you have anything, ma'am?
I just have one thing. Mr. Sherman, you said your relationship, with Laverne, did you guys ever have any altercations, any domestic relation? Was it ever a violent relationship?
Back when we was both drinking, she worked in the bar years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was years ago when she worked in the bar. Then we both got out the bar life and alcohol life. So we never, that was a long time
So there
ago.
was some physical altercations at some point in your relationship?
Yeah, that's why I had moved out for a little while, but we never stopped seeing each other.
Uh-huh. So would you say that y'all had an off and on relationship, or was it?
Well, I just never had moved back in because I had my own place. Because when she was dealing with that cancer, they told us it was gonna change her. So we was dealing with the best we could. We was getting back to I was gonna move back in, but I just didn't get around to it. But I was always there every day, and but nothing physical about us. We was, it's just the anger from the cancer she was going through, and we was learning about it, and we was dealing with that. And I was there every day with her for that.
How are you helping her deal with that?
Well, hospital visits, and she'd go out of town to Louisville for hospital stuff. I was out on the hospital visit, make sure to take her medicine. She was handling it better mentally, because she had multiple myeloma that was incurable. So I was helping her get her life back mentally. She's working at Bengals, cooking for the Bengals. So she was getting back to normal. We was working on trying to get her back to normal as possible, as you can say, best we could do without professional help, I guess.
So on the day that she was killed, there was no altercations, nothing had happened.
No, ma'am.
Between the two of you.
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's all the questions I have, Mr. Dekla.
Thank you, Ms. Fields. I do have a question as to that. So at the time she was killed, you weren't living with her, correct?
I stayed there every other night, but I lived way over in Bellevue, so I would go home sometimes. Depends where I was working at, on a house.
Okay, so she had cancer at the time?
Yes.
During the course of the cancer, you had moved out?
Yeah, she changed and was getting a little physical. I moved out, yes, sir, but I can't,
She was
never
getting
left.
physical, is that what you said? Is that what you said? She was getting a little physical? I'm trying to catch what you said.
Yeah, beginning of her cancer, yeah. So I moved out, and I just never went nowhere though. I never went
What do you reference when you said she got a little physical? Maybe I missed your definition of that. What when you said she got a little physical? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Hollering and just frustrated, I guess, mad at the world because she had cancer. Would take it out on me. I was the one she take it out on go home. Physical abuse, emotional abuse. Mostly, just verbal.
So
Verbal abuse.
she became physical with you?
No,
because
just
of her
no,
cancer?
not really physical, verbal.
Oh, my bad. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. That
Right.
is
Just
for
yeah,
sure.
mostly verbal,
Okay,
mostly verbal.
you did
It
say
was just
physical,
tough
though.
time. It was tough
Did I
time.
misunderstand you, sir? You did say physical. Is that correct?
Yes, not
Okay.
all the time physical. Mostly it was mostly verbal.
Okay.
It was
Well,
getting,
I'm a little bit further confused because in earlier in our discussion, you said that y'all did not have altercations, that y'all had a very good domestic situation, and
it
now I'm
was, yeah.
hearing the words that are physical and verbal, and what we had already obtained was not was a great relationship, from my understanding
I
previously.
mean, I mean, it's a normal relationship for, I mean, anybody go through something that hard with the cancer, that's all.
Yeah, cancer is detrimental, and that's when
Yeah,
people
so
get
she's
together and be the
changed,
best
and
support system
I
they
went,
possibly.
and talked to some counselors at the hospital. They said she would change, it would change our lives. And we was dealing with that. That's all best we could. We got past that. We was getting along just fine.
Yeah, the word physical concerns me for sure. Mr. Helbig, is there anything you'd like to add, sir?
No, I don't have any questions.
All right. Mr. Sherman, we're going to take a break here in just 1 second, and during our break, we'll make a deliberative effort to decide on what's fair in your matter. Is there anything you'd like to discuss with us that we've not discussed, or anything that you want to emphasize before we go take that break, sir?
It was just, I take full responsibility for my stupidity and my carelessness. And I have to live it every day. And I have to explain to our grandkids that I let her down. I'm supposed to be the one saving her. I was supposed to be the one protecting her. And I failed. And I just want to get out, try to better my grandkids' life, and teach them about what my experience is, so nobody's had to ever go through this again.
Yes, sir. I agree. I agree with you, sir. We're going to take a break. If you sit tight, we'll come back and give our decision here in just 1 second, okay? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Recording stopped.
We're back on
Recording in
record with Ryan
progress.
Sherman. 228087 is his DOC. Mr. Sherman, can you still see, hear, and understand me?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Sherman, we've deliberated on the matter, looked at the information that we have, which is quite substantial, as well as considered your interview, sir. And during the course of the interview, we had many concerns, as we noted. And for that particular purpose, we are going to defer this matter, and it's going to be based on the seriousness of the events, the violence involved. There was absolutely a death involved here. Life was taken. There was a weapon involved. There were prior felonies and misdemeanors in your background. There was drugs and alcohol, as you've acknowledged. There was a pretrial diversion that was revoked. We are going to mandate that you follow all the recommendations of the Department of Corrections, and we're going to defer this matter for 24 months, sir. So that is it today. Good luck to you, sir.
Recording stopped.